Don't forget, ko-fi.com/stopwritingalone is a real simple way to show your support for what's going on here week after week. Hi everyone, this is Nicole Rivera and you're listening to the Stop Writing Alone podcast for writers who are looking for their writing community. I know you want to find readers for your work, but I think your first step is to connect with other writers. That's what we're going to do here in the Stop Writing Alone podcast. We'll do writing prompts and other writing group activities, discover online writing communities, learn how to find local writing groups, or how to make your own. Join us as we explore, learn, and write. Hi, this is Nicole Rivera, and you're listening to the Stop Writing Alone podcast. And once again, I'm coming to you from a brand new place that's not my normal home. I am on vacation with my family. And while I was thinking about what do I want to talk about this week, it occurred to me that it was staring me right in my face. The whole idea of choosing a new location, someplace new to work on our craft is it. Why? Because so many things happen when you do the simple thing of changing your environment. I'm not saying that where you're writing right now or what you're doing with your writing or what group you're meeting with right now is not right for you and that it isn't your long-term thing. But taking these little mini vacations in our own routines can do so much to broaden our horizons and just refresh our whole writing craft and our passion for what we do. What happens when we change locations or go someplace new? Well, first of all, we see all of our old things through new eyes. So when I came on this trip, obviously, I could not pack my entire wardrobe to come on a trip. First of all, we were taking a plane, so we only had, a certain amount of weight that we could bear. And then we were trying to really take only one suitcase. So it was split between my husband, my son, and myself. So you really have to look at your wardrobe and say, what's important here? What's coming? What am I going to use? And then when you get to your location, when I got here and I open up my suitcase and have only the limited amount of clothing that I brought, every little item now is seen anew because it's now I have to put this shirt with these shorts, or I can wear these with this other pair of pants. And do I ever do that at home? I don't know. I really don't. And just all that mixing and matching that happens in your wardrobe is something that happens anytime we take our ordinary things and bring them someplace new. And this is true for our writing as well. Obviously, if you take your writing to a new writing group or a new writing community, you are getting the very literal new eyes to see your work through. You're getting a whole new group of people to look at your writing and give you new feedback that's going to be different than the people that you typically work with, because they're different people. That's pretty obvious. But I think also when you expose yourself to other people's writing and other people in general, you start to see your writing with new eyes, because you're seeing all these different voices and styles coming to the page in different ways. So very simply, changing your location, doing things in someplace new helps you see things through new eyes. But then there's also this idea of taking your routine away and what's left. So what do I mean? What is the important thing about vacation? When you go on a vacation, it's like every single day matters. Every single day is, you have this limited amount of time that you're away, so every day has to count. You have to do something. And you wake up and you say, well, what am I going to do today while I'm in this cool, different place to make the most of it? And so routine gets swept away. And what's left is like the important stuff. I want to make sure I spend time with my family. I want to make sure that we have a good time. I want to make sure that, none of this nonsense gets in the way. We still have to do our laundry. Of course, we want to have something to wear, and we still have to eat. And I'm going to make, breakfast and do the dishes real quickly so that we can move on. But it's not going to feel like this great weight because the focus is not there. The focus is on, what do I want to do today? And this isn't to say that we don't want to live exactly the same way when we're home. We don't want to be focusing on all of the routine and everything. We do want every single day to be important and spending time with our family and all of those things. But life happens, right? And you get stuck. So all I've done is moved to a different place for this week, and all of a sudden I'm asking that question every single day, and I'm realizing, oh, that's a question I want to ask every single day when I get home as well. Only because I changed location. Same thing can happen with our writing. If we find ourselves getting into a rut, a routine, if we're writing at home and we're writing every single day and we have to get our words done, let me get my chapter done by the end of today, and I'll sit down at this table with my coffee and I'll open up my laptop. I'll read the last paragraph of what I wrote and I'll continue from there. All of a sudden, if you give yourself a little mini vacation in the middle of the week and say, on this day, I'm going to go to a write-in, or I'm going to go even take myself out to a place to go write, whether it's a cafe, a bar, a park, a friend's house. If you know somebody else that loves to write and you just write with them, all of a sudden your gears shift in your mind about what's happening, and everything becomes exciting, and it becomes a celebration of what you're doing. And just coming to the work in that way is going to lift up your writing, which leads me to the last thing that I think is kind of funny that happens when we change locations, even for just a little bit, when we're on a vacation, and that is trying a new style. I've seen it so many times. I've been on so many different family vacations, and it's like you go on these vacations with like people that you know and love and you see all the time. So you know their deal, you know their style, you know what they like to wear and what they do when they go out. But for some reason, when you go on vacation, there's like that one family member that's always trying something new, a new type of makeup or hairstyle, or they get, new vacation clothes, which are great, but just don't seem like the thing that they normally wear. And then it's just a test. It's like just a test. I'm just going to try this out while I'm on this vacation, see how I feel in this new style clothing or new style, way of doing my hair or makeup or what have you. And sometimes it takes and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's, they come home and they keep doing the same thing. And sometimes it's like just for that trip. And that's great. So I have to admit, I think a lot of that happened a lot more before social media. Now that I think about it, I don't have as many family members doing that thing now. But for writing, I think that's really like a fun thing to do. I don't know why, and maybe it's just me, but it does feel like sitting somewhere else to do my writing. Like I do love to sit on a bench out on the path that I do my walking on and sometimes do my writing there. And I do find that when I sit there and get some writing done, there is something different about the voice that I come to the page with when I write there. When I write in my Barnes & Noble versus writing at home, there's different things that I bring to my writing in those two different locations. I can't tell you why. I don't know what it is, but there's something about where you write that makes a difference. So what I want to give to you this week is I want to give you permission to go on a writing vacation, a little one, just something. Just try it out for this week. Wherever you're typically doing your writing, go somewhere else. Go somewhere else, do something else. And whether that means going by yourself to just give yourself an hour in a cafe you've never tried, or like I said, going to a friend's house that also does writing, or doing a write-in, or trying out a different writing group, I say go for it. Change your location just for a bit and see what happens. As for me, I am going to head back to the family now, and I will talk to you next week. But while we're thinking about changing locations for the sake of our writing and how good it could be to get away, I want to remind you that February is soon coming to a close, and if you are interested in joining the Ever After Spring Writing Retreat hosted by me and Sam Kimberly, please check the show notes and check out the details on the landing page we have there. Just send us your email and your name, and then we can get back to you with the details to sign up. There are a limited number of places available, and I am really, really looking forward to that mini writing vacation this May. Otherwise, I will talk to you next week, and happy writing. Thank you so much for listening. Before you head out of here today, I want to remind you of the really special announcement that I made last week. Sam Kimberly and I are hosting the Ever After Spring Writing Retreat, a weekend in May in Deep Creek Lake, Maryland. So from Friday, May 15th to Monday, May 18th, 2020, we will be sharing a private home on Deep Creek Lake with 5 other women, exploring personal growth, transformational self-care, and sharing our own stories. We want to tap into the stories that we've been telling ourselves for years and what they have done to either hinder or help us to become the storytellers we want to be moving forward. And then we are going to work together with some fun and exciting writing exercises while steeped in all of the nature that Deep Creek Lake has to offer, which is this amazing location immersed in mountains, immersed in all the trees with a lake in front of us. I cannot wait to go. We had 5 spots available. Now there are 3. The current price, which basically expires on February 29th, is $950 for the entire weekend. That's all meals included. That's a private room of your own in this beautiful 7-bedroom home that's lakefront. We have a fire pit. We have a wraparound deck. We have a lot of spaces to gather together as a group, but also we wanted to offer that luxury of having a private room for everybody as well. So if you are interested in becoming part of this tiny, tiny community that's going to meet together on this wonderful retreat, I will have the link in the show notes. All you have to do is put your name and your email address, and I will contact you with the details so that you can further consider whether or not you want to make this commitment by the end of February. What's going to happen as soon as March rolls around is 2 things. Number 1, the price is going to go up. Number 2, Sam and I are going to start talking about this retreat everywhere. So far it looks like the seats are filling up as it is anyway, but I just wanted to give you that reminder and share the link with you one more time. If you want more details about what we are planning, please refer to episode number 56, where Sam and I go into a little bit more depth about what our plans are, what our hopes are, and how we came about coming up with this retreat in the first place. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the Stop Writing Alone podcast wherever you're listening to this episode today. Then connect with us on Facebook at Stop Writing Alone Facebook page or in the Stop Writing Alone with Nicole Rivera Facebook group. Check Instagram or Twitter where I'm at NV_Rivera to find links to our email newsletter.